Hello, my name is Shadley, and welcome back for another episode of Tier 3 as Iran. In previous episode we did manage to get ourselves two new protectorates down here after a bit of a long war, and then we've been kind of trying to balance through a potential revolution. But we're still trying to pass the proportional taxation, which I believe we started passing at the start of the previous episode, and it hasn't really got, well, I mean, it's gotten to the last stage. Ooh, there we go, booming industries completed. Huzzah! Now, explosive factory building throughput could be done. Alternatively, we could go for the mining throughput or munition plant. I think we're going to go with the explosive factory throughput right now, just to reduce the mining costs, which should then help a lot of other things. Right, so what are we researching? We're getting the realism. After that, we'll get the labor movement. In production, we're getting the vacuum canning. Oh, that's going to be a use for the oil that we're going to be producing. Oh, that's going to be brilliant. Now, I do actually wonder, how much of an increase is that going to be? That's going to be taking both fish and meat. It reduces the grain use a little bit, and it's going to increase the, I suppose, the groceries production by another 30. So, you know, it's a decent bit. In the hands of state. Right. So there's a revolutionary that died in the prison. I think the crowd Christ murders, but I think at this point it should be, since we don't want to really increase the radicalism too much, I'm going to try to hold on to that as much as possible. There's still, building an opium plantation in our protectorate area there. And there's another liberal revolt in Bahrain. They keep on having issues there. Is the Bahrain? Well, no, there's not quite low enough for us to make them into a subject or a puppet yet. But they're not too far off from that, actually. Plus, you know, we're helping them with the wars on a regular basis. So I'd imagine that they are trusting us a lot more now. But we have definitely forged a bit of a local, or sort of regional power over here. We're not initially global power, but we've got a fairly good empire going on in here, so I'm pretty happy about that. There's a lot of standard of living issues, though, in large chunks of our nation. So I'm hoping that that will get fixed soon, especially once we get the taxation law situation. That's probably going to help. We've got standard of living at 11.1 now, though, which is quite nice. And there we go, the revolt is done. I do actually wonder, so the oil rig over here, it's not really making a profit yet. There is a bit of a buy orders already. Mostly for port consumption in, I don't know where exactly, but it's a lot of labourers and all that, so at least it is being used for the proper use of it. Not necessarily a massive amount, mind you, but it does still help. Which might mean that we'll probably start building another oil rig over here soon-ish. Just to provide even more oil to the market. The people's wealth. I guess we'll take a bit of extra government expenses. We are running a little bit low on gold reserves, below 500,000. Of course, we do have a bit more buildings that we could probably sell if need be. Let's see, the coal mines we can probably privatize. That's going to provide the production a bit of a boost there. Fertilizer plants we can probably privatize. Explosive plants, you know, we'll probably privatize that as well. Although, actually, no, we're not going to privatize the explosive factories. The fertilizer plants, yes. Explosive factories, they got pretty good productivity, so we can probably get a lot of dividends through there. Let's actually have a look. All the dividends that we get, opium plantations give nearly half of it, to be fair. Then logging camps, paper mills, and railways give a decent bit. Okay, so I suppose the explosive factories, no, they don't give it that much. So we can probably go ahead and just privatize those then. Only for manufacture, we just want to get as much production out of it as possible. Same with the class works, really. The iron mines we can probably privatize. The livestock ranches we can privatize. Increase the wool gathering on those. And then logging camps, we're already privatizing a lot. We could probably still privatize some. Although logging camps is one of the things that does give us a lot of money. But at the same time, if we just sell some of them, that's going to allow us to then get more money into the cash reserves. We don't need to worry about the taxes so much. We can keep on constructing more things by the government. And of course, we might want to start increasing the investment pool usage a bit more. We're getting £50,000 per week right now. That is insane. I think we'll just go ahead and get another. How much do we have? We've got already 5 in here. What about Mazandaran? We've got 4 over there, so we'll get one more construction section up there. Philanthropy. We'll get the plus 20% boost over here, so back to 52%. Hopefully. Okay, the next roll is going to be in April. Okay, so that's still going to take a while. But we do need to start increasing the construction speed even further. We are number 8 great power, though, in terms of prestige at least. There's still a little bit of work to do. We're still we're number 9 in terms of Right, GDP. Spain is a bit lower GDP than we are, although they are is growing quite nicely as well. And the USA is that's actually almost 12 million ahead of us right now, so they are increasing a lot faster than we are. Well, I say a lot faster. They're increasing faster than we are. There's another revolution in Arabia. I suppose we don't really need to be part in any of these. Let's be honest. Oh, what's this then? When you have a hammer, I'm gonna take the... Okay, that failed. You know, the radicalism isn't too bad, so I think we're still gonna be fine. Construction sector is not yet being built. The oil rig in Baku is gonna take a while, and the railway being built in southern Turkestan is still taking a long, long while. At least we're getting the motor into Isfahan, which, to be fair, did we have the road maintenance? Was that in Tabriz? No, I think it was in Khorasan. Yeah, we can move that to Isfahan. Get that motor engine built slightly faster. We really need to get that taxation law. We've just been very, very unlucky with it. Now, I do actually wonder, is there any better governments that we could maybe try passing? Not really. I think this is still going to be the best that we can get right now. We're getting that a little bit oil produced already. It's not huge in consumption yet. But we'll have a bit more production going. I suppose right now we're probably still not even in the top 10, quite frankly. No. We need to get like another 2 before we get to within the top 10. But like even the biggest one is 1100. So with the oil that we can build in Baku, for example, and or in... I suppose Fars hasn't unlocked that yet. Nor has Arabistan. Speaking of which, Arabistan could actually get some paper production in there. They don't have a lot of peasants available right now. They've got a little bit of lack of railways as well. Did we... Right, of course they are using the steel railway, or steel passenger cars and all that. There's another state that need to get a little bit more. Actually, how much... need another 40 points or so to get to level 5 urban centers. So I'm thinking, we don't have government administration. We've got 1 university in here. We could use a bit more. I suppose I suppose that farming is going to be fine. Put in the rail transportation. But we'll also put the automatic irrigation in here of all the opium plantations. Speaking of which, how does the opium production now compare? We're still number 2. We are less than 3 to 1 now in there, so... Or the difference is less than 3 to 1 between British Raj and us. So we are catching up in that. Of course, we still need to get a lot more engine production. But we can still increase our opium production quite a bit. And of course, it is being increased quite a bit as well. There's a whole lot of logging camps being built in Khorasan. Alright then, I mean, that's not really a bad thing, mind you. So much so that I might build another construction sector over there. Or 2 of them, actually. Have we managed to... Oh yeah, we've got 1 million in cash reserves again. That's good. Now, we've got a whole lot of construction sectors being built. Mazandaran is getting 1. Hold on a minute. Where did we have that? Oh, right, Isfahan. Well, you know what? They're getting the explosive factory there. I'm going to keep that focus there for now. Oh, we finally got the taxation law. Oh, about time. I'm going to go ahead and reduce the taxation a bit further. And then we're going to start increasing construction even further, of course. But yeah, so we are getting already 3 extra construction sectors. That should be pretty good. Can we now start pushing for the... Oh, yes, we could. The ulema would oppose that, but I think we're going to try to pass that law anyway. So that's going to start reducing the revolts. Hopefully, at least. There we go. We've got 24,000 in profit here. I'm going to go ahead and remove one of the luxury... Or the luxury furniture tax at least, and maybe even the porcelain tax. Increase the consumption of those 2. And then, of course, the construction speed is going to be increasing a bit further, or a lot more, in the next few years. I might even go ahead and get a... Do I want to? Elizabeth Pole could be... This could be a potential location for some construction sectors. Let's get like 1 in there. We can get iron mine in there as well. Just to make that slightly more profitable. And then in the meanwhile, we're getting a whole lot of construction sectors, actually. Khorasan could use a bit more help there, but the Mazandaran one is almost completed. So that's going to be increasing the construction. We'll probably be hitting 200 construction today. Which, you know, is not really a bad thing. Right, also, Hormuz, we could go ahead and get an oil rig over there. Guessing the... Yeah, I suppose it's not the worst. So how are we looking on the journal entry? So there's urbanize. We haven't done that one. A religion, autocracy, and nationality. Oh, we only started recently. Okay. Well, fair enough. So, Urbanizer, we got about 25% instead of the 75 that we need with the level 5 Urban Centers. So, it's going to take a while before we get that. But now we're getting a whole lot of cash reserves built up. So, that is really good. I suppose another thing that we could do with that money is build up a bit more fleet. Just get another few frigates. Maybe we'll get one more in Hormuz. And then we'll get another Man of War. So that's going to get us to 10 ships. Speaking of which, can we actually get a interest somewhere? We could. I'm going to put one in Himalayas. And then maybe Ethiopia. Start maybe doing some diplomacy down that way. We're still getting a lot of money, and we are, of course, constructing a lot of things right now. More construction sectors, then we'll get the iron mine down there in Elizabeth Pole. And then oil rigs in Hormuz. So that's going to get us to around 180 production, I think, on oil. Well, actually, I don't know if that one's going to be subsidized. Probably not, actually. I'm sure there's still going to be some demand for it regardless, especially the food industry over here will probably benefit from that. I suppose it's there. Right, the fishing wharf doesn't have anything. Could maybe go ahead and get rail transportation over here in use for some of the plantations. We do have a railway in there. Producing plenty of well, I say plenty of transportation. Producing some, we've still got about 10 extra. Maybe the Vineyard is going to get a rail transportation as well, so that's going to be, well, it's basically not going to be all that much. Put automatic irrigation there. Livestock ranch, that's already using as much as it can. Wheat farm is already good. And that's using transportation. We could put the automatic irrigation over here as well. Hey, low prices of consideration. There we go. So I'm going to try, actually, how much is that going to be a reduction in the... So that's 150, that's going to be... So we are going to lose 100 authority, maybe a little bit more than that, actually, because of the percentages. So we might need to remove another tax or two, but that's fine. We got still plenty of money. Of course, we are now at 160 construction speed. We can probably increase that even further, to be fair. Look at the naval bases first, and then let's have a look. Why do we have... Isfahan could probably be a nice location for a bit more industry or construction sectors. Get another 2 down there. So that's going to get us probably like, I don't know, 175 or somewhere thereabouts. We've got 40 million in GDP. And USA is over 50. Oh, we're catching up to Russia now. Well, I say catching up, I mean, USA is going further ahead than Russia is. I suppose we are starting to build up our oil and all that. Of course, there's not really a huge demand for it yet. I'm sure that there will be, though. There's a bit of demand for, of course, clothing. And, of course, then there's engine, glass. Coffee is still in pretty high demand. We have started getting a little bit convoys, at least, and that is helping. I do actually wonder, so, is there any, I don't suppose there's coffee plantations in here, no? There probably wouldn't be. No, it's gonna have to be further south. So I suppose in Arabia, Bahrain, that won't have, but in Oman, there would be coffee plantations. Speaking of which, we probably don't have a truce with Oman right now. We've got a bit of a war going already. So if I was to go, for example, take over Omani Bampur, they probably wouldn't get any help, no. They would probably accept that, actually. I'm going to push for the treaty port there. Oh, they just gave up. Never mind. Well, I suppose that gives us a bit more area over here. Slowly cleaning out the coastline. And not a lot of infamy either, to be fair. Right, insufficient construction for the investment port. I mean, it's still growing so quickly, my goodness. That is insane. Well, we are going to be building a lot of construction sectors. Well, some construction sectors still, but it's probably not enough. How's Mazandaran? That's already level 5. Isfahan is going to be level 5. Fars is, I suppose we can get another few levels there. It's going to be bloody expensive in terms of iron there, but I suppose we can build a couple of that and a couple of logging camps. That's going to be the construction rather busy for the time being. But there's going to be 6 construction sectors being built now, so that's going to get us quite a bit further up the list there. Oh, and there we go. Law is going quite nicely. That's also going to start... Oh, yeah, there we go. The radical numbers have dropped drastically after the law passed, and we started passing the cultural exclusion. So that's good. So the radicals and loyalists are almost equal. Of course, reducing taxes also make quite a difference there. The standard of living hasn't increased massively. Oh, oil discovered in Turkmenia. How much is that going to be? That is a 11 oil rigs there. Okay. It's not too shabby. And then we're going to get the... Yeah, there's another construction sector. Then there's going to be another one. It's going to take a little while with the ones in Fars, which, to be fair, where did we have... Was it Tabriz? No. Was it Capital? This point is probably going to be easy to search through here. So where did we have the... Oh, right, it's Isfahan. Okay, I'm going to remove that one. Put that one back in fires. So we'll get the construction sectors built even faster. And that's going to be even more increase in the constructions. I mean, it's also going to increase the construction cost a little bit, or a lot further. But that will, technically speaking, increase the GDP quite a bit as well. But there we go. We are definitely a prosperous nation at this point. There's no denying that. Realism is almost done. That's going to unlock a little bit more art production. Which should be all fine art. It's not really a huge demand right now. There is actually 9 buy orders. Oh, that's a bit more than I expected. And we've got art academies in several places. Some of them are not really fully hiring yet, but that's fine. Oh, there we go. Literary rate is 56%. That's also been improving. Oh, is that? Oh, right. Liberal revolt is still active in there. Right. So, Chitral, I don't think we're going to attack there. Ottoman Empire has definitely been increasing their influence down here. What about our... Oh, realism unlocked. There we go. Oh, we can declare another interest. I'm going to go and declare one in... I don't know. Italy could be useful for trading. Although... Alright, yeah. Arabia counts as one already for us. What about interest in Sundry? Can I start getting a bit more influence down here? I mean, Marina Kingdom would be potentially a nice one to... Honestly, if we just get them into a market, but that's easier said than done. Although now we do actually have the option for it, I think, for the power block. And we don't have the influence for it, mind you. Yeah, we don't have the influence for it. Trade League identity. Right, I don't know if I can actually change this. I don't think so. Since I don't have the DLC, I won't have the options. We'll probably go for... Honestly, external trade might be a good one. So we're going to export all of our stuff. So we could submit that. And then we just need more influence. And for that, that's... how much is our max right now? It's 1100. Major power does give us quite a bit, actually. The problem is that we've got a lot of these different deals already going. Improving relation with Britain, we could potentially drop that one. And then there's a few other things that we could maybe do. Let's have a look at the subjects in the meanwhile. So, we could actually decrease autonomy of Bahrain. At this point, they probably would accept that. There we go. It does increase the liberty side on others, but that's going to be a night of puppet. So the next thing that we can do with them is we can actually annex them. So we finally get a bit of a hold over here. Unfortunately, I don't think there's going to be a lot of expansion options there for us, but that's fine. We'll worry about it later. There we go. 41.5 million in GDP. And of course, the construction sectors, we did build a lot of them. Now building 4 buildings at once. The investment port is still increasing, though. Oh, we don't have a leader for the 2nd Iranian army. Let's go and get a... We might need to promote you, actually. There we go. So we've got a new leader over there. That's good. And then there's a whole lot of people that are below standard of living. Or on low standard of living in Balochistan, first of all. Oh, Turkmen customers not wanted. We'll take the minus 10% for that. So the mines, I don't think we can do too much in there. The farms, I don't know if we can do too much over there either. We could go get the rail transportation in here, although we may need to get some more rails built, quite frankly, in here. So actually, why is the... Oh, I suppose there's a lot of turmoil still, which is probably causing some issues, and then, of course, construction over here is not going to be quite as quick. I'm guessing the local prices for certain things are... Well, coffee is pretty high, the transportation is pretty high. Price there, glass, well, they don't need that much, to be fair. Fertilizer, they do need a lot. On tools, they do need a lot. And for tools, I mean, technically speaking, it's going to be tricky without enough population in here. Is there anything else that we could do to reduce the labor use in here in general? I suppose one of the things that we can do, go for the arts things. It's not really going to help in this particular case, mind you. But the arts academies, is that going to be down? Going to be down on the list, isn't it? Yeah, down here. So realistic art. No, it's not going to be profitable right now. We can also go for independent artists, I think. Less clerks, more academics. Although I suppose there's academic clerks and labourers. We could go for bourgeoisie. No, we'll go for independent artists. So there's more academics. Again, it might not be exactly profitable, but we'll do it anyway. Are we anywhere close to becoming a top 10 producer of oil already? We are number 10, okay. Got quite a bit of work to do to actually get any further than that, I reckon. We're currently losing a bit of cash, but it's not too bad. We're doing a lot of construction work, mind you, so that's probably a big portion of the reason, really, why we're losing money. We're spending, yeah, construction costs 130,000 now. Oh, oil discovered in Turkmenia. How much? It was 11 before, now it's 19, so that's an extra 8 over there that we can now build. Do have a little bit of authority at least, so that should be fine. Oh, City of Plenty, Mazandaran, let them celebrate in there. How much is the population in here? 1.3 million, of which, I'm guessing upper strata is 11,000, almost 12,000. About 250,000 are middle strata, and then the rest of that is lower strata. Actually, if we have a look at total population, middle strata is now over 4 million. So they are starting to be increasing population, or portion of the population. Which I suppose does then increase this median standard of living. There's a bit of paper mills being built, a silk plantation, alright then. Explosive factories, a lot of fertilizer plants, some opium plantations. So the private sector is building a lot of things. We're getting another logging camp built in Fars. That's going to then reduce all the construction costs for us. I think we're going to just focus on 3 buildings at a time. Right, and the manor walls are still in very high demand. Let's actually have a look. So the military shipyard over here. Let me go ahead and subsidize this. It's going to cost us a little bit, but it's going to keep the upkeep on the navies a lot smaller. And in the long run, it's probably going to be much more sort of future-proof for us. I'm going to probably go with Steam Donkey over here to reduce the labor use for over here. We might need to get another railway down here, quite frankly. Seems to be a pretty high transportation costs in Fars. Oh, and we got cultural exclusion. We are slightly over our authority limit there. It's not too bad. I think we're going to manage that, and it's also, hopefully, a lot less radicals now. Oh yeah, there's a lot more loyalists, and radical numbers dropped. Basically, they were halved there at the passing of that law, so that's good. Ah, right. Tajikistan over here is having some infrastructure issues. And now we're getting a lot more money as well. I suppose we're not constructing as much. Right, so I suppose, is the investment pool still increasing? No, it is not. But we can still keep on reducing that a bit further because it's still bloody massive. Right, so I suppose Hormuz? Actually, no. We're going to go ahead and keep on increasing the construction speed at Baku a bit further. Well, I suppose that's going to be the first construction sector in there. But we're going to build that one. We might also get a couple, 1 or 2 logging camps there just to keep the prices a little bit lower. And then maybe we need to get some more food industries. Now the question is, where would that be the most profitable? Balochistan would be an option, but I don't think they have job seeker or enough workers there available. Kandahar could be another option. There's a lot of peasants there. In Balochistan, not so much, but yeah, Kandahar, we'll get one in there. So that's going to be down here. I mean, they've got a lot of wheat farms in there, so that's actually going to help a lot with the profitability of all of that. They do need to get a bit more urban centers, really, I suppose, to get more services. And, of course, urbanize this place. I guess we'll get a railway as well there. That's going to be costing us a bit further, but that's fine. We're going to get through these fairly rapidly, I hope. Now, we have... Okay, we're almost at 200 construction right now already. So, as I was suspecting, we did get fairly high on the numbers there. We can still increase it even further, mind you. Oh yeah, now that we're doing a lot more construction, the investment port is still, you know, not being utilized enough. So, I suppose we might want to get some... Actually... Hey, Rush, you've got a lot of peasants in here. Do you have... you got access to iron mines, at least? Oh, North German Federation is guaranteeing iron invincible. That's very kind of them. I'm going to build a couple iron mines up here. I'm going to go ahead and build a construction sector as well into Herat, just so that we can increase the construction overall in our nation even further. Now, we have gotten the flotillas mostly sorted out. Do we have room for more interest to be declared? No, not right now. Kunduz is something that we can probably turn into Dominion soon enough. So slowly but surely we are incorporating all of this, and there's the labor movement done. And now we actually need to pick up some more research then. Okay. So vacuum canning, I do want to get that one. So that's going to start utilizing some of the oil, I suppose. In the military, we can probably go for... So counter cranes is going to be done soon. I'm going to go for the ironclad so we can get somewhat better fleet production going on. And then society... identification document could be kind of useful. Mutual funds would be good for the extra minting. Steel frame buildings, on the other hand. Ooh, that is tempting. Because that's going to allow us to construct even faster. We'll get more infrastructure, and of course we'll, you know, Not only faster because of, you know, max weekly construction progress is increased, but also it unlocks the steel frame building, which of course is going to require a lot of explosives and I think glass and steel and all that for the construction. But that does then offer us some other options in there, which I think is going to be a good idea. Oh, socialism is spreading. Alright then. There's a lot of people that are living below this and not living though. Oh boy. Right. So that's probably causing us a lot of expenses. Welfare payments. Well, it's actually not that much. Oh, interesting. But yeah, we're not exactly keeping our population in, you know, going all that strong right now, but we'll fix that eventually. How soon can we... Oh, right, there's a bit of civil war going on there. I don't think I... Oh, right, I'm leaning towards it. Okay. Yeah, now I'm going to declare neutrality. I don't think you really need me on that one. You already got China helping you. And technically speaking, China should be now a neighboring market for us. At least, assuming that Kunduz... Yeah, they are part of the Iranian market. Let's actually have a look. So, Iranian market, it's, you know, it's a decent size in here. It's not necessarily the most valuable market, or most wealthy market, I suppose, I should say. But it's doing alright. And, okay, we are 7 million away from Russia's GDP, so we are increasing. They are kind of stagnant with their GDP, which is kind of good for us. USA, on the other hand, is skyrocketing in there. Of course, now that we're increasing our construction speed even further, I suspect that our GDP will be increasing a lot faster as well. There's still a whole lot more investment pool, though, so that's not really going anywhere. Alright then, so we've got quite a bit of construction going on. We could perhaps go ahead and build some... So we've got some, actually, the construction sectors, we've got one more being built in Herat. Is there any more logging camps over here? Probably not. That seems like it would be kind of arid, mountainous areas. Well, we could get some over here, I suppose. Get those logging camps built, shall we? And how is our capital doing? There is still some peasants, not a lot of them. The population is about 2 million. There's still the, child labour restrictions, right, for another 12 months. That's probably for the best, mind you. The steel mill might be a profitable extension there. A textile mill would also be somewhat profitable in here. We'll build a few of those. Food industry, not so much. Furniture manufacturing, on the other hand, could be quite useful as well. There we go, so that's going to be a lot more interest being built in our capital, which is actually not necessarily going to help us too much. Egypt sided with Ethiopia. Why is this? Ethiopia versus Ottoman Empire. Oh. Interesting. Which side is going to be winning on this? The Ottomans got a lot of troops, plus they've got probably fairly good quality troops, I'd imagine. Let's have a look at their capital. That's usually the easiest way to check. So barracks, what do they have in here? Information. Line infantry, skirmish infantry, mobile artillery, and lancers. So I actually have better troops than they do now. Not like a huge margin of difference there. Well, I was about to say margin of error, but that wouldn't really describe it properly. So Kandahar is getting the food industry now. That's going to take a little bit longer, but that will be done. And then we'll get the railway there as well. We'll get some iron mines. So we'll get a lot of logging camps and some... Actually, so what are we needing in our market desperately? Engines, glass, coffee, clothing, hardwood, steel, furniture, a bit of tools, papers. Oh, right, I suppose another thing that we might want to do is we want to build some more universities. We already got 4, no, we only got 4 over here. We'll get 5th one in Tabriz at least. Yeah, so 114, probably 115 at that point. We could have 135 though, so we got quite a bit of leeway in there and increase in the numbers. But the literary rate has gone up a decent bit, but the increase has kind of slowed down. Because, you know, more and more of the population can read, so there's a bit less than can get the education. Well, of course, the new generation still need to be educated, even for the literate ones, so, you know, it slows down a little bit. Until we can get more levels on the institution there, which is probably easier said than done. Now, is there... Right, there's agrarianism. I don't really want to go for that one. I don't want to go back into taxation laws. Is there anything else that we could get better government with? Not really. This is the best that we can get right now. In terms of legitimacy, anyway. Oh, leading producer. Are we... Oh, the second highest producer of mana wars. Huh. Alright then. We are still number 2 producer in opium. Which that probably doesn't surprise anyone. Oh, we can decrease autonomy. Would they accept that? Yeah. There we go, they're Dominion now. So little by little, these all will be annexed. Incorporated into the Empire. There we go, that at least shares the correct color now. Bukhara is, well, that's going to take a while before we can get them into the thing, or into the fold, I suppose, but we'll get there eventually. We're pretty close to getting vacuum canning, so that's going to finally allow us to start utilizing the oil for some productions, and that is going to be huge. One thing that we might want to consider is maybe getting a bit more fishing going. Well, the problem is that we don't have a lot of workers available in most of these places. We could get the steam donkey over here for farms to get some more workers released to other duties. Also for the iron mine, I suppose. That should then... Oh, right, the food industry over there, that might be able to hire some more people, maybe. Or maybe not. The class price is starting to be pretty high, though, so that's another thing that we do need to keep an eye on. But I do see that we are actually out of time for this episode, so if you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll show you the links down below in the description. But other than that, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, bye-bye.